Hey guys, welcome back to Roll Radio. I'm here with a very special guest, entrepreneur, family man, and YouTuber Didi of the Bitcoin family.
Hi, Bradley, man. Nice to be on your show, man. Thanks for the invite. Happy to be there.
Absolutely. So, Didi, for those that don't know, where in the world are you right now?
At the moment, we are in Portugal. We are in Lagos in Portugal. So that's the south of Portugal. That's the Algarve, this area. It's still a little bit sunny during the day and a little bit chilly in the evening. So it's a beautiful, beautiful area, beautiful country.
Amazing. Yeah. For those that don't know, Didi, a few years ago, sold all of his belongings and I believe all of his savings for Bitcoin. And he's been living solely on Bitcoin for the past few years. We'll dive a lot deeper into this, but I think first, people don't know that you have a pretty interesting background before all of this. I mean, you're a professional sports player. You ran, I think, 3 or 4 businesses. Just talk a little bit about your upbringing, pre-Bitcoin family, and where you came from.
I just came from a very normal, warm-hearted family. My father was a professional football player, soccer, I think you say in the United States. So he was a soccer player for you, and he wanted his son to be a soccer player, a professional soccer player. So I started training when I was 12 years old, and I got better and better and better, and then I ended up at the professional league. And I did that. My mentality was a little bit different at that time already. I was not the guy that wanted to listen to the coach because I knew better. At least I thought I knew better. And so that soccer career ended very soon when I was in the 20s, and get to know girls and drinks and all that stuff. And I chose for school at that point in life, and I did a higher economic school. And after the higher economic school, I needed to start with work, and I just worked for 2 months for a boss. And that was the moment when my mother died, and I understood, okay, this I need to do something else in life. And then from that moment on, I never worked for a boss anymore, and I just started my own company because, yeah, I couldn't face the feelings because of losing my mother. So I became a workaholic, built the first company, second company, third company, many other small companies in between, and sold them again. And in the end, then we arrived in 2014. And that is 2014. That was the moment I was on the top of the world again. I lost my mother 10 years before that, and so you build a new future, and you have kids at that point. I had already 3 kids, and yeah, then the next thing in life happened. That is when my father got sick in 2014. He was diagnosed cancer, so he had 1 more year to live. So again, I needed to change life, and that was the last time I wanted to change life. I quickly realized this is not the life I want to live. I don't want to be a workaholic. I don't want to have 20 employees there and 10 employees there. I don't want to have all the stress. I want to be together with my family, the ones I love. Because before you know it, I'm old, I die, I didn't spend the time with my kids that I wanted to spend. So that was the decision. And that's when we started to change life.
Yeah. And Didi, what business were you running beforehand?
So I had an IT company. There was 1,700 square meters. There was a hardware store, website development, software development, and we did computer education. So we did all certificates from Microsoft and all the stuff, AutoCAD, whatever certificate you needed in the IT sector. We did that, and then I had another management job for an online casino in Malta. So I was a brand manager for that casino. So I flew a lot as well. Yeah, it all had to do with online business, like it's online in schooling or online casinos. It was all IT. I studied higher economics, but I really quickly realized when I did the first, how do you call it, internship, that I knew so much more about computers than the average person in this company. And I needed to do something with economics and marketing, but I was like, oh guys, you really don't even know anything about Word, about a server. So quickly I became this person in the company that everybody came to when they had a problem with their computer. So I quickly realized, okay, maybe that's my talent. Maybe skip the marketing and just start to serve people more and help them with all the problems and solve them and then ask money for it. So that was a quick decision. And that's how it evolved from marketing into IT companies and all IT businesses. Yeah. That's also when I started to mine Bitcoins in 2013.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about 2013, your first sort of, taste of digital currency with Bitcoin. Talk about that experience. That wasn't the time, I believe, that you sold everything for Bitcoin. But talk about sort of getting into it for the first time in 2013.
No, it was completely not the time that went all in, but it was the time that it was I had for my company, I needed this guy to do an internship from school. So this guy came in and he's like, "Oh, I need to have a subject. Yeah, whatever you want. Just I was busy, just choose something." And then he told me the story about Bitcoin. And he was like, "Yeah, it's a revolution. It's going to change the monetary system. It's going to change the world. And you can mine Bitcoins and you become millionaire out of Bitcoins." At that point in life, I was still just on one quest in life, and I was becoming a millionaire before 40. So that sounded like diamonds into my ears, like music into my ears. Wow, you become billionaire and a revolution at the same time. So I started to ask this guy more questions, and he was like, let's build some mining systems for this school, for this his internship." So I said, okay, let's do it. So I cleaned out one office. It was about 30 square meters, and I invested about, I think it was 40,000 US dollar at that point in building mining systems. So we went to the store, we bought all the motherboards and everything, and it was like handmade, and we didn't have end miners then yet. So we just built all those mining rigs together with another friend, and that's how we started mining Bitcoins in a small office with all the problems. We had too much heat, so we needed to find a solution for all the heat. We didn't know how, so we went to the Dutch growers that grow wheat, and we told those guys, "Hey, you have a lot of heat with growing wheat. How do you solve this?" So they taught us how to solve the heat. We implemented the wheat growing um, airflow systems into our mining systems, and we just trial and error, and in the end we started to mine Bitcoins and Dogecoin and some other cryptocurrency, which was possible at that point. And yeah, that was the complete first start with Bitcoin. That was my introduction. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Were you one of the miners that made a profit long term, or just doing it for fun?
It started as fun, of course, but then you when you become a miner, you become like very competitive. At that point, you could join the pools already, but you want to make more Bitcoins every day and more Dogecoins, and we were switching every day. We could see in the algorithm which coin was more profitable to mine. So we mined millions and millions of Dogecoins, yeah, because we thought Dogecoin was going to go to $1, like they said on the forums. At the end, we made profit, but because of the 2014 crash, we needed to sell some miners to break even as well, because we got afraid. We were like, wow, this can disappear. It was really cool, the bull run to $1,200, but then it crashed to $200, and we were like, wow, we need to play it a little bit more safe now. So we started to sell some miners, and then exactly that year, 2014, it happened with my father. So yeah, that was the moment I hired managers to run everything, and I just went home living at my father's place again, and didn't care about business anymore. Just wanted to spend every single minute with my father.
Yeah, makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're, as we talked about, you're most well known for, living this nomadic lifestyle, selling everything for Bitcoin. When exactly did you do this? What did you sell specifically, and at what price?
Yeah. So that was in 2016, after my father died. I did arrange a lot of stuff, and I got a huge burnout. And because of the burnout, I told my wife and my kids, we need to go and travel. I need to go to a beautiful island and have a physical and mental reset. So that was the end of 2016. And during that trip, during the first 3 months traveling in Thailand, we came into Bali in Indonesia. And then in January 2017, a friend called me and he's like, "Didi, do you still have your Bitcoins and your Dogecoins? And what are you doing with them?" I said, "You nothing. I'm on the beach. I'm enjoying life. I don't have a laptop with me." And he's like, "Check them because the value is going up." And so in the beginning of 2017, the Bitcoin was, I think, around $800 to $1,200 again.
Yeah.
So I started to check my laptop, and I started to see that the community was growing. I saw the price increasing, I was like, wow, is this revolution still going? Is it still, is it going to happen? Are we going to change the system? So I called my sister to check the laptop in the Netherlands and to check if there was my Dogecoin wallet still on it. And yeah, she answered, yeah, millions of Dogecoins. Then I called the guy that had my paper wallet because I still had a paper wallet at that time. And he checked the paper wallet and yeah, still some Bitcoins there. So I started to calculate the profit in the beginning of that year. And I was like, wow, we can pay our whole trip we have been making just from the profits I made from coins. I didn't even think I would ever make profit again. So that one for me was the momentum in the beginning of 2017. I said, okay, now it's getting serious. So um, I walked to my wife. I told my wife, we have been so happy now traveling those couple of months without having any luxury, just the backpacks, no nothing else, and we are completely happy. I've never felt that free and happy before. Why don't we just continue this life? And my wife's, of course, first reaction is yes. Why and how? And then we just agreed on like we wanted to lead by example to the kids and show them that it's not about accumulating wealth, but about accumulating happiness in life. And so at that point, I told my wife, I'm going to sell everything at home, and I'm going to buy Bitcoins. What do you think about this plan? And of course, her first reaction was like, again, Bitcoin, you already did that and you lost your faith and blah, blah. But we have a lot of good conversations when we have 1 or 2 glasses of alcohol. So the conversation changed. And we just decided, yes, let's change life. We need to change life. So I tried to sell my cars and my motorbike and everything in the beginning of 2017 online from Bali. I sold it, bought Bitcoins, and then we flew home. And we just said, let's fly home, sell the house. So the middle of the year, we sold the house. We started to sell all the furniture. We started to sell all the kids' toys. We had to sell the other car we still had left. The kids had their own quads. We had a very luxury life. So we started to sell everything that was materialistic in our life. And on average, we paid, so we started to buy Bitcoin between $800-900 at the beginning of the year. And the last investment was my pension fund when Bitcoin was around $7,000, I think. Yeah. So and then we were all in. So we sold the house in 2 weeks' time because of the media. Hey, which idiot sells his house for Bitcoins? So yeah, we took the house, the profits, we invested in Bitcoin. I sold the companies, we invested in Bitcoin. I took the pension fund, we invested in Bitcoin. I took the kids' savings, we invested it in Bitcoins. I took our own savings, we invested it in Bitcoins. We sold the clothes, the shoes, just literally everything. And then we just went all into Bitcoin.
Amazing. I imagine the kids are homeschooled.
Yeah, they are homeschooled. So we educate them, and they have also this online school. So they are homeschooled plus online schooled by a really cool school called Galileo. All kids all over the world that live this lifestyle we live, meet each other every day in the online environment, and then school.
Yeah. So you guys are now, collectively known as the Bitcoin family. It's not just you, as you mentioned. You have, your wife. I believe you have 3 daughters. Together, you guys are sort of known as the Bitcoin family. What's been their general experience over the past few years? Your wife and daughters. How have they sort of evolved or sort of gotten into the concept?
Yeah, it's a good question. You know what it is? It is we were a very normal family when it comes to media. We didn't use social media and all that stuff, and because we wanted to change life, we just wanted to have a relaxed life on a beautiful island, fishing every day, just a simple life. That plan got a little bit ruined because we were bombed to the Bitcoin family by the media. So we got like shitload of attention from that moment. They came flying from the United States. Wall Street came flying to make a documentary. Then Channel News Asia came, Arte came. So huge companies came to fly and to film us when we were living on the campsite. We didn't have anything and just Bitcoins. And so that changed our whole life. So for them, it was a huge change. For me, it was a huge change. So the last 4 years has just been one huge roller coaster ride, ups and downs, ups and downs. And I think we still have some loopings to come because it's not only that we changed from materialistic to minimalistic, which is a huge change, but you change also from like a anonymous family into a family that's known. People recognize us. and it's still a very strange feeling. It's it's awkward, and also for them. And now and then, when somebody comes to me and says, "Oh, can we do a selfie?" The kids are like, "You're not famous, are you?" And I know it's yes, we are famous in a very small niche market. And I
Yeah.
try to tell them it's the same like the world champion Thai boxing just passes by now. I won't recognize him because I'm not a Thai boxer. Everybody that is interested in Thai boxing will recognize the world champion. And that's what I try to tell kids. Everybody in crypto will recognize us as the Bitcoin family. All the people that still believe in banks, yeah, they don't know us. They don't know us.
Yeah, you've definitely become quite the celebrity in some circles. And so, Didi, why Bitcoin over any other asset?
At that point, it was only Bitcoin, of course, in play. We could get bought Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. There were the three big coins at that moment. Um, for me, at that moment, as far as I could educate myself, and of course by reading the white paper and everything, it was the only complete decentralized one. And in my life, I had so many situations where I hated centralized organizations like governments, like tax companies, like the banks. If you're an entrepreneur, you run into a lot of problems.
Yep.
If you want to grow your company and you need to go to a bank for a loan, they look, you have long hair. Yeah, you're brown. Yeah, you're dead. You're yellow. You get all these situations. So during my growing up, these periods, I was confronted many times by decentralized organizations. So I wanted to support a cryptocurrency that was completely decentralized. And that for me at that moment was only Bitcoin. That was decentralized, would nobody know the owner, nobody know the creator, nobody could stop it. Ethereum, right, they could go to Vitalik and you could say, hey, Vitalik, we will throw you in prison. And then Ethereum would have collapsed. Litecoin, they would have said, hey, Charlie, we will throw you in prison. And then Litecoin would have collapsed. So Bitcoin was the only one for me that was like untouchable at that moment. And please, it was the beginning. Yeah? It was not the time that everybody still thought it was a scam.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's why Bitcoin.
If you can go back in time, would you do anything differently?
Yeah, I would have started buying Bitcoins in 2009.
Of course. Cool. And then, a lot of people think digital currency, blockchain, Bitcoin is about money. Other people think it's about a sort of freedom. I think I'd put you in sort of the latter category, just knowing you a little bit, and and just also being a fan and reading about you. As someone that has their life savings in digital assets, what does Bitcoin kind of mean to you or represent to you at this time?
Bitcoin, Bitcoin for me is a revolution. Bitcoin for me is the biggest social economical change of the monetary system that we will ever experience in our decades. I don't think people can even understand how big the change is because of the fundamentals. And I think that is what people still seem to forget. Of course, I get happy as well when Bitcoin goes to 20K today. But for me, still the core fundamentals that it will be possible for everybody in the world to transact value by just using a telephone, not needing a bank account, not needing KYC, not needing any form of centralized organization. If people can't see that this is a huge shift, that I now can send €2 to my nephew on a small like island on the other side of the world without fees, without him having a bank account, without me using a bank account, if people can't see that this is the biggest social economical shift, then they are really in the wrong business. So for me, it's still a revolution. For me, it's just there to change the world. It's a beautiful tool we were missing to help those people in the world that still need the help. Yeah.
Makes sense. And just closing on the Bitcoin family, what's it been like eating, traveling, and living only on Bitcoin for 3 years? What are some of the challenges? What are some of the great things you've experienced?
The great things I've experienced is that it grew tremendously in the last 3 years. In the beginning, it was really difficult. You need to use localbitcoins.com to transact bitcoins into cash everywhere in the world. But we found this rhythm that we can find places in the world where there are like a few bars or restaurants or shops accepting bitcoins, and then we go and start to live in that area, and then we can get the most simple things and we pay them with bitcoin. A house, easy. Renting a car, easy. Flying to somewhere in the world, easy. It's all direct payments with bitcoin. Groceries, yeah, that's a little bit more difficult. So that's the biggest challenge. Yeah? How do you get food every day by peer-to-peer payments? And that's still a big problem. So that's why we need to use the Bitcoin debit cards, and then we pay for the groceries now and then. But it's for us it's a game. Like now, we are in Portugal, we are in Lagos, we had never been here. We rent a house, we pay the Bitcoin. Then we go to the beach. I meet the beach bar over there. It's called Extreme, and I start to drink my Bacardi Coke over there. Talk to the owner, and then the owner says, "Oh, are you the Bitcoin guy?" Yeah. And I tell him, "Why don't you accept Bitcoin?" And he's like, "Yeah, I don't know how it is. How is it possible?" Then I tell him, "Oh well, I will come to your bar every day, drink my Bacardi during the sunset, and pay with Bitcoins." So I educate him how to open a Bitcoin wallet, how to print the QR code. I put a QR code in his bar, and every day I go there, I pay with Bitcoins, and he is accumulating Bitcoins. And he now saw, hey, Didi, you paid $200 in bills in Bitcoin, but it's now worth $400. I like Bitcoin, you know? So that's how we convert people. Now, the next is another restaurant, fish restaurant. We go for dinner, and then we convert this guy to accept Bitcoins. Yesterday, we did something really cool, which I can't say yet because it will be out tomorrow in an episode. Um, and people won't believe, but we were able to pay that with Bitcoin. So there's a lot of challenges, but challenges make it the life an adventure for us. And life should be an adventure. It shouldn't be running the hamster wheel every day, the same circle. I think people will regret this when they are locked down again in the future.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you there. Just to help the people understand, how do you rent a house with Bitcoin?
Mm. It's easy. There's a few websites that accept direct Bitcoin payments. Sorry, one of them is Trip. One of them is Travala. I think that is the most famous one. So it works like Booking.com. You go, you search a house, an apartment, or a hotel, and then you pay directly with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, whatever currency you want to use that is accepted by Travala. And sometimes when I can't find an apartment, I just search them on Airbnb, and then I find a beautiful apartment, and I send them a private message, and I tell them, okay, we are the Bitcoin family. We want to rent your house, and can we pay with Bitcoins? You always get a funny reaction. It's always like, this guy, you want to pay with Bitcoins? And yeah, we heard about Bitcoins, but tell us more, and maybe we can talk about it. And then I send them always one link. We were lucky because our family is like mentioned in all languages in all countries. So I send them an article. They read this article. They get excited. They're like, wow, this is so cool. So you're the Bitcoin family. And then mostly they invite us. Come and look at the house. And then we go to the house. At this house, we first did a barbecue with people. And they had some French cheese and all the snacks. And we were eating and drinking. And then I agree with them, and we just agreed, So if this is the rent I want to pay you, I will pay you in Bitcoin, and you know how it works. So, and that is how we just try it again and again and again everywhere in the world. And people just be happy and just be friendly against people, and you can always ask.
Amazing. Yeah. So just moving on here, you now have your own currency. You're one of the first 1,000 people in the entire world that have their own specific, what we call social money,
Yeah.
that's specific to your audience, the Bitcoin family. It's called family. We'll get into that in a bit. But what made you want to do something like this? What made you want to have your own currency?
So there were two things that I wanted to do in my life, and because you are a social media influencer as well, let's call it like this. You make videos on YouTube, and you get paid by YouTube because of doing this. And I always thought, okay, if I want to change the world needs to be honest. And why is it always like this? That if I'm an influencer, I create content, I'm being paid by a centralized organization for this content, but the people that spend hours watching my content don't get paid. So then I'm going searching for decentralized solutions. And then I find this new decentralized solution of blockchain are doing the same. Okay, they cut out the middleman, YouTube, and they pay you, the followers pay me directly for the content I create. If they like it, you get some incentives by the currencies, but still, for me, it was not the solution to reward my followers for the thing that they do. They watch my content. Because they watch my content, I earn money. So how can I incentivize them? And then I was reading an article about Alex. That was, I think, one of the first ones that I saw with social money. And I did a video on that. And later on, again, a friend of me called me Veza, and he said, Didi, I'm starting with the social money. And I started to investigate. And then I started to think, and I'm like, wow, this is the tool I've been missing. So if I have my own family token, I can create all kinds of cool games that people can win family tokens for watching my content. So they earn money by watching my content. So I incentivize them to watch my content. And at the same time, I can grow this 5-headed family, me, my wife, and my 3 kids, into a huge Bitcoin family that is not here to accumulate wealth, but not only here to accumulate wealth, but also share that wealth with poor people all over the world. So that was the moment it snapped to me, and I was like, wow, this is what I want to do. I want to pay people to watch my videos. I get paid by YouTube because people watch my videos. I share those profits with those people that watch my videos, plus with poor people all over the world. And to do this, I needed this last missing part, and that was the family token. And now we have the family token, and it's just very beautiful how it works.
Amazing. Yeah, it's really inspirational. And just for those that don't know, why call it family? Why not call it Didi or something?
Because I want us to become one huge Bitcoin family. It is not about me, my wife, and my 3 kids. It is about everybody that supports Bitcoin for the true fundamentals, for the reasons that is going to change the world. So I want to grow one huge family out of this, where we all are one huge Bitcoin family, and we transact value or whatever resources with each other by using the family coin. I'm not here to replace Bitcoin. I'm not here to replace Litecoin. I'm not here to replace any of these currencies. I just want to grow a huge Bitcoin family that cares for other people. And we can do this by creating a micro economy using an own currency. And the profits out of this economy I can use to share with poor people. So you get a very beautiful snowball effect of people that feel included as a family. It is not me that donated last week the shoes and the food to those kids in Venezuela. It is the family. We donated it because you guys watch my YouTube videos. That's why we as a small family make profit, and we share this profit. So we as a big family make sure that people are, helped all over the world. And that's why I wanted to be one big family.
Amazing. Yeah, I love the name.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, what are some of the ways folks can get or earn a family? What can they spend or use it on? Is it tradable? Can we use it to access anything? Let's talk about kind of what we can do or get or earn family for.
It's very simple. What I do to earn family, for example, if you watch today's YouTube video, there will probably be a QR code hidden somewhere in the video. I call it the treasure hunt. So everybody that watches the video, suddenly in the video, this QR code appears, and they scan the QR code, and that's how they claim family for free. Even if it is 2 family at the moment, 2 family is about $25 they earn $25 for watching my content. And if you do it every day, you make some profits over there, Other thing is they can go to our Discord server. We have a Discord group, at the moment more than 1,000 members. And in the Discord group, I incentivize family members when they help other family members. So when they solve a problem for a newcomer, I give them 1 family. And that's how we create this family bond, by helping and incentivize each other. We also do games over there, trivia drops. So you need to answer this questions about Satoshi or about, and if you answer right, you win family tokens. So there are many ways of getting family for free. And on the other hand, of course, you can buy family. It's tradable on Uniswap. So yes, you can buy and exchange Bitcoin of a family with Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Red Bitcoin, US dollar, Tether, DAI, Paxos, whatever currency is supported by Uniswap. So buy it or you earn it. It's 2 possibilities, because I don't want to have people from Africa that can't buy the token not being able to have the token or own the token. They can just own the token by watching my videos. And for you and for me, 25 cents every day for watching a video is nothing. But for some people, 20 euros a month is a monthly income. If you take a look at Venezuela, so it needs to grow, and that's what we do. And then when you have your families, yes, you can spend them. You know, you can buy T-shirts. I have really cool Bitcoin T-shirts, or you can buy a shout out below the videos, or you can get your own music below my videos, or you can do an Instagram live with me and pay some family bags, or you can buy an indicator that helps you with trading. There is a lot of way to more and more ways to spend your families as well. So yeah, that's I'm trying to grow it more and more and more. So there are still more and more on board, more and more shops and all that stuff that want to accept Bitcoin and families at the same time. So you know, even the bar at the beach also accepts family now.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What do you think is the future of family? The currency. Where do you see it going, and what's your vision there?
My vision is that we grow a huge Bitcoin family, and it doesn't care about the value exactly about the family token, but more about the fundamentals that is behind the family. Why did we start this group? Why do we already have 1,000 members? Why do people like it?
Yeah.
It's because we help. You know, there's so many crypto influencers, and I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just putting it out there. There are so many crypto influencers that make a shitload of money, like really a shitload of money, and they just spend it on themselves or on wealth. That's not at all of the revolution of the monetary system that Bitcoin has had in mind. I think we need to help other people to get involved into this system, into this monetary system, this new one that we are building as a community. So I hope in the future that the Bitcoin family is one huge family that indeed I teach how to accumulate wealth, but also I teach how to live life as a decentralized family, but also teach what is a beautiful project in blockchain. That's why we speak about Bitcoin, blockchain, and life every day with 1,000 people in this Discord server. That's why I make my YouTube videos about Bitcoin, blockchain, and life, because they all three are important. And the connection between those two, three, that is exactly, I think, the connection I want the Bitcoin family members to understand. And hopefully we will grow to a 1 million headed family, you know. And can you imagine then just of the transaction fees of family tokens, how many poor people I can help all over the world?
Absolutely.
It's going to be huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And cool. And so family as a token, as a form of money is on Ethereum. Talk to me about your thoughts on Ethereum and using Ethereum technology while kind of being a Bitcoin guy. Do you think there's a place where someone can enjoy both of these things and just sort of have a maybe be a Bitcoiner but also utilize Ethereum for things like this?
Yeah. Yeah, of course. You know, I'm people should refer to me as the Bitcoin maximalist because I went all into Bitcoin. When it comes to replacing the monetary system or maybe the gold system, yes, I'm a Bitcoin maximalist because it's still the only decentralized one that is unstoppable. That's a store of value and can be used as peer-to-peer cash. But you can also see the limitations of Bitcoin when it comes to decentralizing other parts of the world. And I think then Ethereum or Polkadot or Elrond, these are all blockchains that really can decentralize some parts of the world. And I think Ethereum is the biggest player out there. You know, I love Ethereum for the thing that it does in decentralizing the world. I want to cut out the middleman. And for this, you need the Ethereum blockchain at the moment. And that's why I'm not a hater. I never understood why these projects all throw mud at each other in this industry. You're bad, you're this, you're a scam. Why? That's again coming back to the family. We need to be one big family that wants to disrupt the monetary system and change this world for the better. And we can't achieve that by fighting with each other. We can achieve this by fighting with each other against the centralized organizations. And for this, you need to decentralize the world. And that is exactly what Ethereum and many other blockchains are doing. So Bitcoin, let it focus on becoming the new 21st century gold or peer-to-peer cash, and some other currencies, let them protect the privacy. Yeah? And Ethereum, beautiful to build the new decentralized world and applications. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So you think there's a future where more Bitcoiners are using Ethereum and sort of playing around with it?
I think in the future, you know, you always have extremists You just have extremists in every fact of life, and you will also have extremists in Bitcoin and Ethereum. You know, it's compare it with soccer. You know, when there is soccer in the Netherlands, and Netherlands we have Ajax, Feyenoord, PSV, the biggest clubs. When they need to play against each other, they always fight. The supporters, you know, it's like God. But then when the Dutch team, the Dutch national team plays, they all are the same. So I think that needs to evolve in crypto. Yes, you can compete each other and you can become the best blockchain out there, which is totally fine. But at the same time, think of the bigger good. The bigger good is changing this monetary system. And if one of these blockchains achieves this, the other ones should applaud it and should support it. You know, it's a fair game. Everybody has the same chances.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we're currently, as of this call, experiencing an all-time high with
Yeah.
Bitcoin's price. Where do you think we're going from here? What's sort of the future of Bitcoin?
Well, that's a good question. I think that we could even go to 22, 23K at the moment because there is not a lot of resistance left. But I do think we need to see a very healthy pullback as well. So if we would do the same that would happen in 2017 bull run, and we had a lot of runs of 200% and then a lot of pullbacks of 40%, 30 to 40%. So that would mean that I think we could go to 21, 22,000 US dollar, maybe like a week into 23,000 US dollar. But I really see a correction of 30 to 40% at that point. So that would be 6 to 7K. So that would bring us back to 16, 17,000 US dollar. But still, I think when you zoom out, like really zoom out from the charts, I think 2021 is going to be the acceleration of this current bull run, just like we saw in 2017. You know, and the bull run in total took, I think, more than 12 months. So I think this bull run also will take another 12 months from here till the next year, December, when we see a new peak. And I believe this peak will be between 50,000 US dollar and 100,000 US dollar in Bitcoin. And as long as these huge companies are now entering the market, Grayscale, MicroStrategy, PayPal, Mass Mutual, I can't see Bitcoin going down. Grayscale paid an average around like 18,000 US dollar the last couple of weeks for the Bitcoins. Do you really want to bet against a multi-billion dollar company? Do you really think they will trash the market? No. They will see this as the 21st century's gold. They will hodl, hodl, hodl. And they know that we only have 21 million Bitcoins. They know that all the centralized governments and banks understand this is going to replace gold for a huge part. And these big players will be the Googles, Apples from the 90s. There will be the Grayscales and all those companies now in this blockchain decade. So I see even higher prices. If you talk about the next couple of years, I can see Bitcoin going higher than 200,000 US dollars. Just because of the fact that all these billionaires are just buying in now. That's why I say there is a supply crisis. There is not enough new Bitcoins created every day for all those people to buy. That will create a supply crisis.
Yeah, it's 100% true. Yeah, and what do you think's next for the Bitcoin family? Do you think this is a lifelong journey for you guys? Is there only a few more years left in the tank? How are you guys thinking about the future of the Bitcoin family?
I'm kind of a planner now and then. I don't plan too much, but for me, it's always like, okay, what is the next adventure? I'm always curious. My wife then always breaks me. She's always like, okay, let's just enjoy today and let's just enjoy tomorrow. And then, we'll see, we will go with the flow. So we are a perfect balance in there. And we don't plan too much. We just don't know. We are now doing this really cool tour with this Land Rover, Bitcoin Land Rover, driving through Portugal, visiting companies, people, and seeing how Bitcoin is doing over here. And mostly during such a tour we get new ideas or new people. Well, we already have an invitation from Canada where a company told us, hey, why don't you do the tour into Canada? We will help you with transporting the car and with finding beautiful locations, and maybe we'll do Canada. We don't know. We just go with the flow. In our opinion, planning doesn't have any use. It's like useless to plan because can you imagine how many people planned that, oh, we are going to work till the 65, and then we have all the savings, and then we are going to travel the world, then we are going to sail the world, then we are going to take a cruise. And then, bam, 2020, you're doing nothing. You're locked down. So you worked your whole life till you're 65. You could only enjoy life, and then they throw a lockdown to you. So what is the use of planning? Just enjoy every single minute of the day. And that is exactly what life is about. And that's what we try to do as a family. And, just see where it goes. Just never swim against the stream, always swim with the stream. That makes life a little bit more easy.
Wise words. And Didi, what are you most excited about? Maybe as just Didi, or maybe as a member of the Bitcoin family?
I think I am most. Well, there's so many things I'm excited about. I'm I'm very excited about small things in life. My wife also sometimes is like, "Oh, Didi, how can you get excited of that?" Then I get excited of seeing some strange stars or seeing strange animals, and she's like, "Okay." But most excited just about being with my family. I wake up every day. My wife is there; she's healthy. My kids are there; they are healthy. We have a beautiful life. We never could have expected to have this kind of life. And that's what makes me very excited every day again. I'm an educator. I don't want to lead by example. I don't earn shit with YouTube, but I spend 8 hours a day making YouTube videos, editing, and putting them online because it's my passion. So I get excited about many things. I still can get excited on sports. I get excited on winning this game here with Pac-Man against the wife, but she's beating me at the moment. Yeah, she's beating me really big time. So for me, excitement is just in very small things. It's today I got a hoodie as a present from a company, and then I just get really excited. I'm like, wow, somebody sent me a free hoodie, man. It's like, yeah, yeah. It
Cool.
doesn't need to be very big for me to get excited.
Awesome. Well, this was incredible, Didi. Just for all the listeners out there, where can people find out more about you personally, about the Bitcoin family?
You just, or you Google the Bitcoin family, or you go into Facebook. We have the Bitcoin family, or Instagram / the Bitcoin family, YouTube / the Bitcoin family. So it's all the Bitcoin family. Only not on Twitter. On Twitter, it's my only name, my own name, Didi Taihutu, and that's my Twitter handle. But yeah, I think it's not so difficult to find us. And on the websites, we have the links to the Discord server and everything as well. So there's also a new website. It's called didibam.com. So that's also a way to find me. didibam.com.
Amazing. Didi, well, this has been incredible. Thanks so much for stopping by Roll Radio.
Thank you, man, for all the help that you have been giving me the last couple of weeks. I really appreciate what you do, guys, and I really appreciate how you helped this startup in becoming and creating social money. It was an amazing trip, and I can only say one thing, that you're one big professional company out there. So I can only advise everybody that wants to do the same that we are doing, just work with these guys, because it has been an honor for me to see you working like this. But thank you for that.
Thanks, Didi.